kind of like a magician. The other hand is continuing to ruin the country. What are you laughing about, Tom?
I think it's, the focus of where's the birth certificate is really on the eligibility issue. And it's on the issue of looking at the facts of the birth circumstance and the facts of other parts of Obama's life that impact eligibility, and making the point and proving that Barack Obama has lied fundamentally about his nativity story and has refused to release other documents, including till today. We don't have Barack Obama's passport records. We don't have his travel records. We don't even have a complete list of all the countries Barack Obama has been in. We don't have his school records to know if he applied for aid as a foreign student. I devote a whole appendix to listing the many documents of Barack Obama, including his kindergarten records, that we do not have.
Wow. Let's get Joe in here. Joe, good morning.
Good morning. I just have a fundamental, rudimentary question, I guess, is we're talking about eligibility and status when running for president. Who actually, or is there a board, or who actually determines his eligibility, and if you would inform the listeners on that process? Because it seems like
they dropped the ball.
Yeah, well, it doesn't seem like there's much of a process at all.
Right,
it just seems like it's an afterthought, and go, oh, wait a minute, maybe we should see if this person's actually eligible.
All right, Joe, thanks.
Excellent question. In fact, to go back to the Congressional Research Service that Tom cited as authority, Exhibit 124 of the book, page 234, the legislative attorney for the Congressional Research Service did a report April 3, 2009, and concluded there's a loophole in the Constitution. The Constitution specifies, Article 2, Section 1, the president has to be a natural-born citizen. More restrictive, a subset of citizen. A citizen alone is not enough. But yet the Constitution assigns no institution of government the authority and the responsibility to make the determination if a candidate for president is a natural-born citizen. As I say, after John McCain was attacked very hard and for many months by the Democrats and the mainstream media because he was born in the Canal Zone, John McCain took his birth credentials to Congress. Barack Obama co-sponsored the resolution that decided that John McCain was a natural-born citizen. Barack Obama refused to go through a similar examination himself. No one vetted Obama's credentials. In fact, I've got in here when the Democratic National Committee submitted the request that the name be placed on the ballot, Nancy Pelosi signed a whole series of state-by-state requests for the name to be on the ballot, and did not provide to any state the birth credentials to examine at the state level of Barack Obama. So it was never vetted. And one of the main points and conclusions of the book is that we need to remedy this by either having a state mechanism or a federal mechanism instituted so that all future candidates have a procedure to go through in which their birth credentials are officially vetted and done so in a professional manner so we can avoid this kind of a crisis in the future.
You know, the Obama re-election campaign, they have taken off on this, and I guess they have a T-shirt now out there with a long-form birth certificate and Obama's face that says "Made in the USA." Does that surprise you?
No, I mean, it's in a sense a little bit of trivializing of the issue, but it's the kind of merchandising, marketing of Obama and his image and all the other characteristics of Obama that, the 2008 campaign did successfully. I'm not sure it will succeed equally because we're not in the hope and change euphoria of 2008.
What about as far as the pressure? I know that they tried to get with Esquire and put in that false story on, they said was a satire. Have there been any other pressure put on outside that's maybe even more than when you wrote Obama Nation?
Well, I think the increasing pressure on the press, the White House is letting media know that if the book is covered, there will be consequences. I think one of the reasons Fox has backed off so strong, and I did an interview with Greg Jarrett on Fox Business last night. Media Matters is running it. First time I saw Media Matters praise Fox, I felt like I was on MSNBC being questioned by Chris Matthews.
What does that tell you?
It tells me that Fox has been pressured by the White House that they will be not given access to White House, including the President, if Fox dares cover the story, because the White House knows.
Like Fox cares what the White House thinks about
Well, Tom,
anything. With
well,
the people
come on,
they put
Tom.
with the people
They
want
to get to the White House.
Tom, let me make the point. I think the White House is so deathly afraid of this book. They know that if the American people read this book and understand what's in it, the Obama presidency will not survive. And that's why the White House is running a full-court press against the book, including releasing the long-form birth certificate, in which the White House has. Why wasn't that document released 3 years ago if it existed? Why did we go through all of this nonsense about the short form if that document was in fact not just made in the last 10 days?
So you believe that the birth certificate that was released by the White House is a forgery?
Correct. That's what I said. I intend to prove it.
All right. Well, again, folks, Amazon.com is the place to go, or WorldNet Daily, their superstore. The book, Where's the Birth Certificate? The case that Barack Obama is not eligible to be president by Dr. Jerome Corsi. And I know folks can follow you on Facebook, too, I think, can't they?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. I've been reasonably active with the Facebook page. And then also WND, WorldNet Daily, where I'm a senior staff reporter and continuing to write on the story as issues develop and new information comes forward.
All right. Always good to talk with you again, Jerry, and watch your back there. You take care, all right?
Thanks, Pat. Great pleasure to be with you and Tom today.
All right. Bye-bye. WSAU, as that is our Thursday edition of Feedback. News is coming up next.
The only people who don't want to disclose the truth are people with something to hide.